So we've all heard on the news that the dock workers are striking, and every homesteader's little homestead alarm goes off when crisis hits, because this is the moments that you prepare for. This is why you stocked up your food. If you're a homesteader or you're a prepper, this is your time. I don't know a lot about it, but what I've read is that we're facing disruptions in the supply chain that could affect everything from groceries to building supplies. As a homesteader or a prepper, you've learned to rely on yourself. So I'm not the kind of guy that's going to sit around worrying about things, so I don't worry about when I hear the news about these things, but I do want to be prepared and just give you some things that could happen. Not that they are, probably won't happen, but they could happen, that you need to be prepared for it. Now obviously the ideal situation is they get worked out whatever the problem is. I don't know what the people make, what they want to make, I don't know any of that, but there's a problem. Hopefully they'll get that worked out and everything will move on smoothly, but if they don't, you need to be ready. So there could be supply shortages that affects your homestead. Goods like imported food items, some of the things that you get on your homestead you're not making yourself, so anything that's imported could be affected. Fertilizer, the things we use to fertilize our garden, which now the growing season is at the end, so you're probably not using a lot of fertilizer, but there could be a shortage of fertilizer. And even your homesteading equipment, there may be a shortage of goods that you can get. Like if you need something for your chickens or you need something for your cows, if you're going to buy something, it may be that it's a shortage of things that you can get equipment-wise. So for something that we're going to buy in 2 months, you might want to pull it ahead if you can. Another thing you should expect or could expect is some price increases. If anybody knows anything about supply and demand, that's what economics is based on. If there's less of a supply, then the prices go up. Or if there's an increase in demand, the prices go up. Now, in times of shortage, both things go up. People panic and they go buy, so that increases demand, but it reduces supply. And so prices could go up. You could have delays in animal feed. Hopefully the feed's made here in America, I don't know, but you could have delays in feed. You could have fuel shortages. I mean, we have enough gas and oil in America to be self-sufficient, but for some reason we import some of that stuff in, which is just crazy, but that's a different topic for a different day. But you could have fuel shortages. So go ahead and top off those fuel tanks for the winter if you can. If you're building projects like chicken houses, you might have some problems getting lumber. Lumber may go up again. So find you a local guy with a sawmill and get him to cut you some boards, or, stock up on what you need to build. I recommend using the local guy anyway for the outside projects. You can use green lumber. It's not going to be that big a deal if you're building chicken houses, stuff like that. So what can you do today to prepare if this thing lasts a long time? Now, by the time you're watching it, it's probably going to already be over. Obviously, this video's coming out the day of, so it's obviously going to be over, but you can prepare for the next one because it will come, and have this plan ready for the next one. So what you can do today is you can stock up on the essentials. First, take an inventory of what you already have. What I have, go to my pantry and see what I have. Do you have enough food for your family and your animals? If not, get enough for about a month. I don't think it'll last that long, but get enough for about a month or two so that you'll be prepared. What about fuel? You need fuel for your tractors. If you're going to be moving the hay around this winter, you need to make sure you got fuel. It's probably not going to affect the fuel, but be ready. Stock up on the fuel, and because everybody else is going to do it. If you're not the first one there, then when it comes time when it's all gone, you're not going to have it. But if everybody rushes to do it and panics, that's what causes it to go out. So I'm telling you to do something that is going to cause panic, but I just want you to be prepared. Do you have all the seeds you need? Now that's not something you think about buying for the winter, but you can plant, the winter crops, the winter garden. If you want things to eat in the winter from your garden, then you need to have those seeds already. Is there anything that you can and preserve right now? I know where I live, there's some wild berries, wild plums that are available this time of year. Muscadines are available this time of year, or towards the end of it right now. But if you got something you can, you might want to can some jelly. I think it's probably too late for that, but that's something you could do in the future as your preparation plan for something that may happen in the future. If you go to the supermarket and there's some bananas that are on the edge of being bad, or you buy some fruit, you can dehydrate it and save it for the future, dehydrate it for them. Use that for cereal or just eat it as a snack, but you can dehydrate food to kind of use that to store up more food in hard times. You want to stock up on things like rice, beans, flour, and cooking oil while they're still available. If anything happens, I don't think anything will, but you just need to be ready. And you need to be financially ready. I don't know if I'd go out and, take this big vacation right now. I'm not telling you not to take a vacation, but I'm just saying you may want to save the money right now, because, if prices increase and if you're on a homestead and you're trying to make it work month to month. You kind of want to say, and you know, that kind of goes against stockpiling stuff, but you kind of got to balance your stockpiling with your money because you want it to last. So, you know, the dock worker thing may cause disruptions. I don't think it will. I think the guy talking is when I've seen him talk, he's pretty boisterous. So I don't know. I think he may be one of those types that's all talk, but we'll see. We'll see. But it could cause disruptions. But you got to keep this in mind. You're more prepared. If you're a homesteader or a prepper, you're more prepared than anybody else. So you're going to be ready, and you probably don't have anything to worry about. Stockpile a little bit. Don't go out and buy all the toilet paper like they did before. I couldn't understand that. Why was there so much toilet paper being used? But you know, stockpile a little bit of food. Put it in your freezer. I'm sure if you're a prepper or homesteader, you already got it. This is what you're preparing for. But if you're not ready, do that. And just remember, rely on your communities. You know, some people may have a little bit more, some people a little bit less, but you can trade out, barter. If you got some equipment that they can borrow, they might can give you some things that you can need. So make sure you work together with your community. So that's just a few things you can do on your homestead to get ready for this. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. It's election coming in a month. I don't think they're going to let it go for long because I don't think they're going to want it to affect the election. Usually these people vote a certain way and they don't want to mess up a certain candidate. So I don't think it's going to last that long, but you need to be ready.